But I feel like I'm back over here. So first of all, I do need to validate. I do have a father figure that is stepping forward here. I also need to acknowledge here is that when this gentleman comes through, he's actually talking about either his passing. So I don't know if this is either like father or father-in-law, but they're also making me feel like there's also like either like Jimmy or James that is connected here, who's in spirit. There's also a reference to either talking about either like having some sort of either like diabetic passing or either some sort of heart attack. But I actually feel like there's a connection that's over here. Where am I at?
My father's James. He passed, but he was diabetic, but he didn't
die.
die.
Don't do your reading. Stand up, please. Please stand up. Who did you come here with? With anyone here tonight?
Kathy and Angie.
Okay. What's your name?
Karen.
Okay. So do you mind if I'm personal?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I need to validate. There is a gentleman. So this is Dad that's passed over.
Yes.
I need to validate. Hold up your mic. I do need to validate. I do want to let you know your dad is very adamant, very strong when he comes through because he wants to let you know he's here for you. So if he is the Jimmy or James, he wants to validate that he's here for you in a huge, huge way because he wants to say, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here over and over again. But the whole heart attack or the whole diabetic thing, it's very significant for him because he's talking about like his passing was more of like a sudden passing, but not unexpected because he's making it feel like he's well aware of what was going on with his physical body before he passed over because he's validating for me as if he was actually respectfully very round
yes.
in some ways.
Yes.
And he wants to let you know that I'm much skinnier now on the other side. So he's very proud of how things are because he wants to validate that he's not in pain nor he's suffering because your dad wants to say that he's not gone. He wants to say he's not gone. He's saying it's so important for you to know that he's here for you because when your dad comes through, I get kind of like choked up here because he's making me feel like you're still my little girl. You're still my little girl. And it's so important for you to know this because he wants to validate the family or the kids. Now, I don't know if there's 5 siblings, but he's bringing up the 5 kids that
yes.
are connected here. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Now, do you still talk with the siblings, just yes or no?
Yes.
I need to acknowledge, are there 3 girls and 2 boys?
Yes.
Okay, I need to acknowledge the 2 boys specifically. Here's the thing, I may misinterpret this, but would actually one of them be named after him? See, same
yes.
times 2, so there might be like another Jimmy James that are connected here, yes?
Yes.
He's still living, that son?
Yes.
Is he here tonight?
No.
Can you let him know that Dad kind of wants to kick him in the ass a little bit and kind of like... Okay. No offense here, and sorry if there's any kids in here, but he wants to kind of kick him in the ass a little bit and kind of make fun of him because I really believe it's his way kind of validating himself, but also validating the love for you. But he's also validating your mom, who is still living though, correct? Mom is still living?
Yes.
Can you give the love to Mom and validate because he taps on his heart and says, this is for her. This is for her. Yes?
Yes.
And I need to validate. He's yelling. Is there also like, thank you, hold on. Your dad's really loud. I don't know if he was very loud in life, but he's like
yes.
loud, like screaming in my ear. He's like on stereo right now for me. And I need to validate for him. He's yelling out like either there's like a Marilyn, a Maureen, a Margaret, but I need to acknowledge like the M-A-R name that's connected here that he wants to validate here. So who is that, please?
Margaret.
Who is that?
My mom.
Still living?
And my sister.
Okay, give the love to Mom. So this is his way of validating the love to Mom in a huge, huge way. Was there a situation with your father actually being like, say, how can I say this the right way? Like being rushed into the hospital or being rushed into the ER? Like I feel like I can't be resuscitated in some ways.
He had cancer, and yes, it was, my mom had called and said this was it, but we didn't get there in time.
He's making me feel like to not worry about that specific scene or that specific situation because it feels like in some ways we couldn't get like the attention or the medical assistance around that situation. And it's so important for you and the family to know, like, I'm okay with this. I don't know if your dad was a very, like what I would call like a foodie, but he's telling me that he's eating a bunch of food still on the other side.
Yeah.
And he's enjoying, like, I don't know if he actually really did love sweets, even though he was diabetic.
Oh, he did.
But he's making feel like he's eating like, say, like sweetbread or pastries or things of that nature. And there's a way with him that he's saying like, my belly's so full. Like he's so happy with this. Again, this is my frame of reference. So say, for instance, this is in my living room area, not my dining room area, but my living room specifically, as if there's like, say, 11 by 14 or like a 24 by 26 photo. But there's a huge photo of Dad that she wants to acknowledge, saying thank you for doing that.
It's there, yeah. There is.
I know, he just told me. So I need to acknowledge, let her know thank you for doing that because your dad wants to let you know that I'm still around and he still sees what's happening in the home specifically. He's also telling me to talk about either there's like a Tom, Tommy, Timmy that's connected here. Who's that?
Tom, my brother.
Okay, still living?
Yes.
I need to acknowledge him as well because he's making me feel like I want to give the love to him. So I think it's about your dad saying I'm still the family man still, that I haven't quite left. And it's so important because he's making me feel like that family was so, so important to him. And I feel like in some ways that he missed out on this on the physical way due to into his past, and he wants you to understand that he's not suffering. So again, he wants to relay that to you, but to not worry about the disconnect. Would you know your husband's side of the family at all whatsoever? Just yes or no?
Yes.
Your dad is allowing a separate person to come in, but he's making sure it's okay with you. So here's the thing, and I want to be very respectful. And again, I never know the situation. I don't know if you were close, say, here's the thing, I have a father figure. That would be actually like father. So I don't know if your husband's father has passed over, but I have another father figure.
Yes.
Were you not close to him?
I didn't know him.
That's why. Okay. Because I don't feel like there's a close connection. And there's a fear. It's almost like, is it okay for him to come forward, is what he's saying. So is your husband here at all in this room?
No.
I don't know if he's open to this, but I need to validate here. There is a gentleman that is coming through separate from that when he comes through. And I feel like it's his father that wants to say, I'm here. But would there also either be like a Victor or Vinci or Vinny or something that's connected here?
His name was Vincent.
Okay. So this might be his way coming through and let you know that he's stepping forward here.
Wow.
Where would it be like the Josephine or like
Oh my
Joanna or where's that connected to?
That's my husband's grandmother. It's Vince's mother.
Okay, same mom, so I don't know if it's your mom.
Yeah, I was real close. We were real close with her.
She wants to come through for you tonight and let you know
God.
that she's here because she wants to identify herself saying, I'm here for you. Is there some sort of, I don't know where the hell you're, sorry. So here's the thing, I don't know, I'm just gonna say it. Are there kids in here? Please forgive me if there are, but here's the thing, I don't know where the hell I'm gonna go with this, but is there some weird reference, like just yes or no, before we even answer this? Are you connected to anyone in Hollywood? Like meaning like a famous celebrity, a famous person? Yes, no?
No.
Okay. Do you know who John Wayne is?
Yes.
Why is your father-in-law is saying that he's hanging out with John Wayne?
You know what? There was something with John Wayne. Now I can't remember. Oh, because he's buried in the same cemetery as John Wayne.
Just know they're hanging out. The boys are hanging out together. That's super cool for me. Actually, that's a first for me. So that's super cool. So just know John Wayne is actually coming through tonight, basically with your dad. So this is the first. So this is super cool for me. Well, here's a beautiful part about this work is that because there's a personal connection, which is your father-in-law, that's the only reason why John would come through with your father-in-law, because there is that personal connection. So this is super cool. So it's John Wayne's coming through and validating this and saying that he's here with your father as well. And there's also a really funny situation with your dad that he wants to bring up here with himself, is that I don't know if this is a gentleman prior to his cancer, because again, you said cancer, not me, but was your dad already, like, say, bald, or was he already shaving his head?
No, he's balding, but he didn't shave his head.
He's saying that he looks like he has like hair like John Wayne, that he has like all the full head.
He does.
So there's something about that he wants to have that sense of humor, saying that don't worry about that. And there's also something about the glasses. So I don't know who has his glasses or who actually has like his clock, but there's something about the glasses or the clock that he's bringing up here.
Not sure on that.
So just make note. I don't want to emphasize on that, but he's making it a big deal. It's your dad's way of acknowledging this, identifying this in a huge way to say like, this is what I'm talking about, or this is what I want to bring up here. So I just know this is kind of your dad's way coming through and kind of bringing up the messages, but also giving love here. All right?
Okay.
I'll leave you with that. All
Okay,
right?
thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
He was amazing. He was spot on everything. And what was really strange is before I left, I told my daughter, I want to talk to my dad tonight. And I did. I got to hear it. He knew so much. I don't know how he would know it.
Yeah, and the thing is that he was very specific about names.
Names and
very specific about living arrangements. There's just things that there's
like your
nowhere.
picture. How's he going to know about your picture?
I know, some things must stay private, whatever.